Hey, let's pick up where we left off. We're going to dimple die these brackets. We've got them bent, we've got them cut, we've got pilot holes drilled, so we're just gonna dimple die them, show you how we do that. Get back with you in just a minute. Yes, welcome back, welcome back. So we got the brackets all bent up, cut up, pilot holes drilled. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish them up and dimple die them, show you guys how I do that. Now, if you noticed, I've got the props on the Integra because had a few issues this week. I'll go over that shortly, what happened and the diagnostics, and we'll save the next video for how to fix it because I already ordered the parts. So let's get to doing some dimple dies, drilling some holes, and hey, Rufio, what are you doing? You being good? Look at this guy. He's just hamming it up. But we love him. So let's get the drill. Let's get the drill bits. Let's cut some holes and punch. Bam! Yeah. All right. So got the bracket. Got it all made and bent up, and everything's looking good. So I already started on this one. We're gonna just dimple die right through there. So if you don't know what a dimple die is, it's just basically a hole in your metal and then you're concaving it in. So, hey, why are you being noisy? What's going on? You don't like dimple die? He doesn't like dimple dies. I don't care. Boop. So it's kind of crazy. It's you're actually taking away metal material by drilling holes into it, which that's weird. That's counterintuitive. You're making a part lighter and weaker by taking material out, but you add strength and rigidity when you dimple die it because you're actually curving and contouring that metal in to make it more rigid and strong. The part I'm making doesn't need to be a rigid and strong piece. It's pretty much, it just looks badass. It's cool, I like it. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be just using the good old press over there, pressing in these. So what it is it's two pieces. You got one with a slight, a male, I guess, a cone shape. Then you have the mating. So it's just gonna go in there, press it flush, makes that dimple. You have two different kinds. You have ones that you can use with a press, a vise, a hammer. You also have one with a bolt and nut that you can actually use, wrench, impact, whatever, and get that same process and effect with it. So we're just gonna use the press ones because it's simple, easy, good, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to it. It's an awesome little tool to have that makes your parts look so much better. So if you're getting off, like just starting in like metal fabrication, this is something that you can make your product look that much better with and more expensive, and just put yourself above that other person that's just doing a bracket. So it's cool. I like them. Race car stuff, right? Race car stuff. So let's get to drilling some holes and we'll go from there. There we go. We got everything set up. We got the drill, we got a drill bit. I'm actually gonna be using a step bit because what you wanna do is make sure you drill the hole that's just exactly that size. You don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose because then it just makes everything look sloppy. So you wanna make sure that that goes into that hole. On this, we're gonna use, it's a 1/2 inch on the outsides and then a 3/4 inch on the inside. So we have two of the smaller, one a bigger, and it's gonna look badass. Look at that, that's the one that's already done. I mean, that's pretty cool. So we're doing that same thing over here. And then after that, we're just gonna scrub it up with some Scotch-Brite. Probably just gonna hit it with like some bed liner, just because it's gonna be underneath the car. It's gonna be prone to rocks and gravel and dirt. And I just don't want the paint chipping off and all that stuff, but not today because we are in Texas and we're like 34 degrees, 39 degrees, something like that today. Paint's not gonna dry. it's barely gonna stick. So we're just gonna get the holes drilled. We're gonna scuff it up with some Scotch-Brite, and I might throw just a couple of coats of primer onto it until it warms up. Then I can get out there with the spray-on bed liner and give those a nice little coat. So yeah, what are you doing, dog? I love him. I love him. He's great. Yeah, so drill the holes, make sure they're the exact size you want it to be able to like slide in without resistance, but not loose enough that you can move it around on the little guide pin. If it's too loose, you're gonna have an off-centered dimple die. If it's too tight, you're gonna distort the metal around there. So you just want it just snug enough. I'm gonna drill these. We're not using any kind of oil. We're going in dry. We're gonna drill out these holes and start pressing. So let's get to drilling. Always, 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 never forget it. Always protect your eyes and your hearing every time, even if you're just doing a quick job like that. Something small like that could turn into some potential problem with your eyes, a metal shaving, whatever. So always, 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 always. That worked out perfect. All right, so we got our 3 holes drilled out there, spaced out from center to center, 2 inches each on each, for each hole, blah, blah, blah. So, and the cool thing is these fit perfectly. Just look at that, just right there. No wiggle, 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 just perfect, like in there. So that's cool. So remember, the way that you want to set up your dimple die, if you want it to, from this side, if you want this to be the concave end, make sure that goes on that side and your female is on the back side. Same thing with all of them. So we'll get it all set up, hit it with the press, get some dies. Cool. Hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, get it, smack it, get it. Whatever. All right, so setting up a base one just so it's high enough on there. And then once I got that, I'll be able to slide that to where I need it. Get your other dimple. Just make sure it's lined up, pressed in there. Good. We'll just start going at it, man. All right, so just make sure you're lined up, because if you're off-centered a little, it's not gonna press evenly all the way around and you'll get a lopsided die. So just make sure you're good and even. Just go for it. Oh. And now you'll see it's fully seated and flush all the way around. You're good. Take that. Oh, no. Okay, whatever. So there it is in all of its glory. So that's 1 down, 2 more to go. I just dropped everything. So let me pick that up and we'll go for round number 2 with the same size. And then we'll move on up to the 3/4. I'm pretty sure it's a 3/4. 1/2 inch, 3/4. Yeah. So let me pick up and get the next one. All right, so I'm using a hydraulic press on mine. Just make sure everything's lined up. There's multiple ways that you can do this. Like I said, there are the ones that you can use a bolt and just crank it down with a wrench, torque wrench, whatever you have, an impact. You can also put these into just a vice grip and just kind of just crank onto it and just get it down. You can hit them with a dead blow hammer. I've seen multiple ways of doing it. Just the main thing you need to remember is make sure it's lined up and you can get it seated perfectly, because you don't want that dimple die just coming out lopsided. So just make sure you're centered as you can be in any way that you do it. I do it this way just because I do have the 12-ton hydraulic press. I think it's the easiest way of doing it. It's the way I produce the best results. I've seen people doing it with just vice grips, or not vice grips, tabletop vice, just cranking down. But a lot of the times I've seen that people just get it lopsided to where one side is different. So do it however you want. There's multiple ways of doing it. Just do it, start it, learn from that process, and then advance yourself. Learn from mistakes that you've made, learn from mistakes that other people have made. Mistakes are meant to be made as long as you learn from them. Believe me, I've learned from mistakes that I had, and that's why I found out that this is the best way for me to do it, just so I get it as perfectly as I possibly can. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. For just a basic dimple die set, which is like, I think 2 or 3 pieces, you can get it for about 60 bucks. A whole set's gonna, run you about 100, and that gets bigger, 200, whatever, things like that. But start with what you can and just advance from there. So let's knock out number 2 hole, and then we'll go on to number 3, finish it up, all right? So let's get this one. Ooh, look at that. All right, so we got 1 down, 2 down. Move on to the bigger one. And then we'll have a matching set. There. Bam. Right, dog? You excited? Hey. No? Hey. Shake. Oh, yeah. See, that's a deal. That's a gentleman's agreement. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. I mean, you cannot tell me that that just looks more badass than just a basic, just flat sheet of metal. That looks cool. I mean, it looks on purpose. It looks more custom. It looks like the person that built that know what they're doing. I hope I do, but sometimes I don't. But I did on this part, so we're good right there. That is so cool, man. So the great thing about these is, like I said, you're taking away material, so ideally you're making it weaker, but adding that dimple die, you actually strengthen it out. Now, a lot of race car applications use it for weight savings. You're only looking at like grams that you're saving on weight, but the more you do, the better. I mean, with race applications, any kind of weight that you can save, I mean, is better. We're not doing it for race application. We're not doing it for weight savings. We're doing it because it looks freaking awesome. It's like, it's just cool. That's all there is to it. But yeah, I like it. I hope you guys like it, because that's just, I don't know, man. That's badass. So next I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scuff it with some Scotch-Brite, hit it with some primer so nothing rusts onto it. And that's it. Once it warms up, here in Austin, Texas, so I'll throw some bed liner, spray on bed liner onto it just to keep it from getting beat to crap while it's underneath the car. So the great thing about this top part will mount up to the body of the car, and then the actual diffuser will mount to the bottom onto here. So with the diffuser, you don't want to just bolt it directly up to the car. You actually want that little bit of a gap. So in a race car application. We're not a race car. We're just cosmetics. We are rice, but you want that air to go through there, then up, and that's what actually that air force will push down on that rear end of your car to keep it from going side to side or taking off like an airplane. So that's what it is. We are installing it properly, even though it's not really going to be used for the proper technique, I guess you could say. It's just going to look cool and badass, and these are going to look cool and badass, and nobody's going to see them except for me and you guys. Whoever's watching out there, you're going to see them. So congratulations, you get the exclusive view on these. I love them. I don't know, man. I kind of just, now I'm in that mood to where I should just dimple dye everything. Just everything on it, just dimples, and get it done. But these all look cool. These things look badass. I can't stop staring at them. Hope you guys like them. This is, that's just cool. That's just cool. Well, guys, I gotta wait for some parts to come in so I can finish doing that. I'm gonna have a video showing you what I'm gonna go with, what I think the issue is, how I diagnosed the issue, how I came to the conclusion onto that. I'll show you all of that on the next video. And like I said, I'm 99% sure I know what it is. I've already gone through everything. I won't know until it's completely fixed, but I'm pretty sure. And if it is what it is and I got what I got and that fixes what it fixes, then we know that I'm good on that. I appreciate you guys for watching. Remember, get out there, build something. Do something that you enjoy, something that you love, something that makes you happy. There's a phrase that I like, one life, one chance. That's all we get. Like, we got one life, we got one chance. If you believe in reincarnation, you don't have the same memory, so you're not the same person. If you believe that just once you die, you go to heaven or hell and everything, this is your one life and your one chance. So get out there and use it to your fullest. Don't grumble about anything, because everything is fleeting. Everything's here and there. I mean, nothing stays. I mean, nothing gold can stay. So that's what I like. So just remember, be happy, be you, and just love what you do and who you are, and that's all that matters. I appreciate you for watching, and from the bottom of my heart, stay gold, stay humble. Peace.